Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any NBA updates, player rumors, and hot takes. Now, let's dive into the big news for today. So, the NBA season has been full of excitement, but one team has been the center of a lot of conversation: the Los Angeles Lakers. They've made some big moves over the past few seasons, but even with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're still facing questions about how they'll stack up in the postseason. Recently, former NBA player and current ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins dropped some big thoughts on the Lakers' situation, and let me tell you, his comments have sparked some interesting debates. Perkins, who is never shy about sharing his thoughts, suggested that while the Lakers' offense is looking solid, their defense might need some serious work. But here's the kicker: he also brought up the possibility of adding two big names to the roster, names that could change the dynamic for Los Angeles in a big way: Zach LaVine and Trae Young. First off, let's talk about Perkins' analysis on the Lakers' defense. This is something we've all been talking about for a while now. Sure, LeBron is still playing at an elite level, but he's no longer the defensive force he once was. Same goes for Anthony Davis. We all know that AD can lock down anyone in the paint when he's at his best, but consistency has been an issue. And let's not even get started on the Lakers' perimeter defense. With players like D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves stepping up in offense, their defense, especially on the outside, has left a lot to be desired. Perkins made it clear that if the Lakers want to have a shot at the title this season, they need to clean up their defensive schemes and find a way to protect the rim and stop perimeter shooters more effectively. This is not a new concern, but Perkins putting it out there is definitely something that should get the Lakers front office thinking. It's a fact that defense wins championships. If you look at every team that's won a title in the past decade, they've all had one thing in common: an elite defense. The Warriors had Draymond Green, the Raptors had Kawhi Leonard and Marc Gasol, and last year, the Nuggets had an underrated defense that helped them get to the finals and eventually win it all. The Lakers? They're going to need more than just offense to keep up with the best teams in the West and ultimately claim the championship. So, now let's get to the juicy part of Perkins' comments: his suggestions for possible additions to the Lakers roster. And folks, these aren't just any role players he's talking about. We're talking about two all-star level players, Zach LaVine and Trae Young. LaVine, currently with the Chicago Bulls, has been a name that's been tossed around in trade rumors for a while. He's a scoring machine. I mean, this guy can put up points in a variety of ways, whether it's hitting threes, finishing at the rim, or getting to the free throw line. He's athletic, explosive, and capable of taking over a game when he's hot. But what really makes LaVine interesting for the Lakers is that he could provide some much-needed offensive firepower. If you've watched the Lakers this season, you know that the supporting cast behind LeBron and AD has been inconsistent at times. Adding LaVine to that mix could give the Lakers another reliable scoring option, which is crucial if they want to make a deep playoff run. LaVine could be the third star they've been searching for. But there's more. Perkins not only believes the Lakers could use a player like LaVine on the court, but he also feels that someone like LaVine could help out in the defensive department too. Sure, he's not an elite defender, but he's definitely improved on that end over the past few seasons. If LaVine could bring even a modest upgrade to the Lakers' defense while still being a potent offensive weapon, it could be a game changer for them. Now, let's talk about Trae Young. This one is a bit more complicated, but also equally intriguing. Trae is a dynamic playmaker and a brilliant scorer. His range extends to well beyond the three-point arc, and his ability to break down defenses with his handles and vision is something that few in the league can match. We've seen what he can do on the big stage with the Atlanta Hawks, leading them to the Eastern Conference Finals just a few years ago. But for the Lakers, the addition of Trae Young could really open up a lot of possibilities. The biggest thing here is that Trae would give the Lakers the kind of point guard they've been missing since the days of Magic Johnson. He can run the offense, create shots for his teammates, and put up huge scoring numbers on his own. But again, as talented as he is offensively, it's the defensive side of things that's been a question mark. Trae has been criticized for his defense throughout his career, and bringing him to a Lakers team that is already struggling defensively might not be the best idea if they can't find a way to cover for his weaknesses. But Perkins feels like his skill set is so valuable that it could outweigh some of those concerns, especially if the Lakers can surround him with enough defensive talent. Imagine the pick-and-roll combinations between LeBron, AD, and Trae. It could be a deadly trio. LeBron has the vision to find anyone, AD can roll to the basket with ease, and Trae could create opportunities from anywhere on the floor. The Lakers' offense would go to a whole new level with Trae running the show. And let's not forget Trae's leadership and ability to control the tempo of a game could take some pressure off LeBron, allowing him to focus on his scoring and playmaking without having to be the primary facilitator every time down the court. Of course, there are a lot of questions about how this trade would even work financially and from a team-building standpoint. Both LaVine and Young have hefty contracts, which would make a trade challenging. But the Lakers have been known to make blockbuster moves when the opportunity arises. And let's be real, both of these players could be the difference between a solid playoff team and a championship contender. Now, the big question here is, could the Lakers actually pull off a trade for one of these two stars? And would it even make sense for the Lakers' long-term future? They've already mortgaged quite a bit of their future assets to build this current team around LeBron and AD. Would they be willing to sacrifice more future picks and young talent to bring in someone like LaVine or Young? The thing is, for a team with LeBron James, time is always of the essence. LeBron is playing at a high level, but you can't waste seasons when you have a generational talent on your roster. If the Lakers truly believe that one of these players could push them over the edge and back into the finals, they might pull the trigger. After all, we've seen them make moves before to get guys like Anthony Davis, and those moves paid off with a championship. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Lakers already have some solid pieces in place. Players like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and even D'Angelo Russell have shown they can contribute. But to really take that next step, they need to make sure they have the right balance between offense and defense. Adding LaVine or Trae Young could improve their offense drastically, but they would still need to improve defensively if they want to compete with teams like the Nuggets, the Warriors, and even the Suns in the West. In the end, Kendrick Perkins' suggestions may be a bit bold, but they're not out of the question. Both LaVine and Young would bring something valuable to the Lakers, and while their defensive shortcomings are concerning, the potential offensive firepower they offer could be exactly what the Lakers need to get back into the championship conversation. The front office in LA will certainly have some tough decisions to make over the next few months. The season is still young, but it's never too early to start thinking about the next move that could change the fate of this storied franchise. So, what do you think? Would adding Zach LaVine or Trae Young be the right move for the Lakers? Or is the team better off sticking with what they have and focusing on defense? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more NBA content. Until next time, take care and keep hooping.